Good morning. How are you? Today is Friday, April 3rd, 2020. And if you live in Washington State like we do, we're getting really good news about how we really are flattening the curve. And in this time of community spirit and in the spirit of community, we're just really grateful to play a part and hope that you're having lots of fun in your 14-day NamAste Stay at Home Challenge. Today is day 12. Today we'll do some power vinyasa flow, and my goal is to provide lots of creative sequencing so we can just get lost and have fun. A memo before we get started. There's a saying that energy won't come to you, you have to go to it. So make sure that our hands are really an extension of every single posture that we do. You know, when you make your hands kind of like raised arms like this, you can see it's sort of sad. But when you have your hands really expressive and extended like they're in gloves, it's kind of like you're plugging into the socket of prana, and it really lights you up. So I hope you're ready for a fun, energizing class. And let's get started. So take a big breath in, circle your arms up, join your palms in a really intentional fashion. Line up every counterpart finger from second hand, uniting your masculine and feminine energies. Draw this past your crown, third eye, lips to rest at the base of your heart, these higher energies. And take a moment to set your intention. You may wish to dedicate your efforts that by our thoughts, our words, our deeds, and our actions, we can contribute to the greater good. Practicing yoga, practicing mindfulness, and practicing the social distance measures that are helping save lives. Okay, let's begin. Go ahead and remove your glasses if that's applicable, and take your prop out from underneath you and join me in a child's pose. Send your knees nice and wide. Relax your forehead to the mat, and you may rock your forehead side to side, kind of in a way to symbolically sweep off of your mat that which serves you no longer, and that which will not serve you for this next hour. Let's intentionally breathe in a quality you'd like and exhale, release the rest. Inhale through your nose. Open your mouth. Now seal your lips. And let's begin. Tiptoe your fingers first to the right. So walk your left hand, heel of hand, into the floor, well off of your mat. So you can roll your left shoulder down and pull your left hip back. And please breathe into your side rib cage. Change, second side. Walk your right hand over. Take a diagonal stretch. So push the karate chop knife edge of your hand as you roll your right shoulder down and breathe. Pull your right hip back and lean a little deeper into this side. All right, change. All fours. Quadruped here. So arrange your knees underneath your hips and your hands in a really safe fashion, forward of your shoulder and kind of spiraled out so first fingers are parallel. Take your right leg back. Now square your hip, flare your toes, and extend your left hand out. Inhale to lift, exhale elbow knee. Inhale, lengthen and lift. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen out, baby bow. Bend your knee, capture your foot, and kick into your hand. Now look at the floor so the back of your neck is nice and long, and kick a little higher. Help to stretch through your front side body, and change, set it down. Second side. Take your left leg out, square your hip, flare your toes, and put your right hand forward, thumb up. Inhale, lift up, exhale, elbow knee. Excuse me, allergies. Inhale, lengthen out. Exhale, elbow knee. Inhale, lengthen out, baby bow. Bend your knee, capture your foot, and kick into your hand. Now look at the floor, kick into your hand as you feel this nice extension of your hip, your quadricep, your front muscles, especially your chest. Kick, kick, kick. Change. Set it down. All right, all fours. Let's create a modified side plank. Take your left foot off of the mat and center your middle finger with the center of your delt, and then extend up. Reach your right palm, turn down to the side, and stretch from your fingers to your foot. Take a big breath, change. Second side. Take your right foot off of your mat. Make sure you're safely forward of your shoulder with your supporting hand. Stretch to the side, and then you can spiral your ribs to the roof. Push your foot flatter. Stretch your arm more. Find a round of breath. Change. Plank. Tuck your toes. Hoist your knees and pull your tailbone down and under. Fire it up. Fix your clothes. You can have your knees up or down. Plank. Downward facing dog. All right, downward facing dog. Bend your knees a lot. Shake your head out. You're saying no. No worries. Nod your head like you're saying yes. Let's add a stretch. Now separate your feet for a lazy dog expression. So have your toes turned toward each other. And let's take a twist. Put your right hand on your left ankle. Now bend your right elbow. Soften both your knees. Revolve your rib cage to look under your left arm. Find a round of breath. Change. Second side. Take your left hand to your right ankle. Reach your right hand forward. Roll your left shoulder down. And breathe into your side body. Soften both of your knees and take a peek underneath your right arm. Find a rounded breath. Change. All right, downward facing dog. Join your feet to touch, toes and heels together. Inhale, lift your right leg high to a three-legged dog. So square your hip, flare your toe, half scorpion. Bend your knee, roll your hip open. Circle your ankle, then roll your right shoulder down. Relax the crown of your head and maybe circle other direction. And change second side. Inhale, lift your left leg high to a three-legged dog. So that means squared hips. So turn your big toe toward the midline. Fire the back of your leg and really firm things up. Squeeze, squeeze. Half scorpion. Bend your knee, roll open your hips. Turn your left shoulder down. Circle your left ankle and relax the crown of your head. Maybe reverse the direction of the swirling and the twirling of your ankle. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, step to the front of your mat. So take as many little heel-toe steps that you like. And let's arrive. Inhale to a nice halfway lift. Separate your feet for a ragdoll. So bend your knees. Put your thumbs in your elbow creases. Tuck your chin. And shift back and forth. Bending and softening your right side, your left side, till you really feel the length. This is for your spine. So make it true. Hang out. Okay, change. Walk your feet together, toes and heels to touch. Soften your knees. Now let's stand up really safely, right? So put your hands on your hips, lift your eyes to rise, fix your clothes. And here we are. Inhale, upward salute, raise your arms, and then join your palms, set your hands at heart center, and once again, honor your space. All right, sun salutation A. Inhale, upward salute. So extend your arms up, tuck your hips under, and raise your ribs. Exhale to a forward fold, hands through your heart center, touch the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank. Walk your feet back. Pull your tummy in super tight. Now, knit your ribs. Pull your belly button into your spine. Now, nothing's going to move, but pull your hands closer to your feet and push your feet closer to your hands. Feel that energetic adjustment. Drop to the floor. Lower your knees, belly, chin, and chest. Squeeze your legs. Inhale, baby cobra. Peel up your heart. Relax your shoulders down and back, and you can float your fingers. Change plank. Come all the way to downward facing dog. Dogs, turn your hands so that you're pushing mostly into the heels of your hands. See how that works? Bend your elbows, turn your inner seams forward, and then push away the floor. See this telescoping effect from the heels of your hands all the way through your serratus anterior, these rib cage muscles that wrap around, they protract the shoulders, and push away the earth. Inhale, lift your heels high. Exhale, bend your knees low and walk to the top of your mat. Be really intentional. I love the heel toe. Heel toe. Inhale, come into a nice halfway lift. And exhale, fold forward. All right, now let's salute the sun. Drop your hips as before. And then raise your arms forward. It's eyes up to rise up. Now, back bend. You can keep going. Some of you like to cactus your arms. And let's linger. Put your hips under. Raise your heart high. You got it. Exhale to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank. So come back to Dandasana again and make it about your legs this time. Pull your pelvic floor up and in and make your legs straight and strong. Squeeze. Modified chaturanga. Put your knees down. Come to your low push-up and hold. Make sure your shoulders are height of elbows. Inhale, come to an upward facing dog. Lift your heart and roll your chest open. Exhale, downward facing dog. Here we go. Take a breath. All right. Inhale, heels high. Exhale, knees low. Walk or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale to a halfway lift. A nice soft set of knees and a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Uttanasana. Touch the floor. All right. Inhale, upward salute. So drop your hips. You can raise your arms out to the side. It's always eyes up to rise up. Your back loves that. Now let's back bend. Inhale to reach up. And exhale, you go back further. All right. Change. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank. So walk or hop back to your plank and pause. Chaturanga invites you to shift forward. Coming from your high push-up to your low push-up. You can always drop your knees. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lift your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hoist your hips. Inhale, heels high. Exhale, knees low. Walk or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, upward salute. Drop your hips, eyes up to rise up. Maybe add to back bend. And exhale, fold forward. Honor the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, high push-up into your low push-up. And you can hop it back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Friends, those are your 4 ways. Soften your knees, push the floor away, and shake your head out. Lazy dog. Separate your feet and drop, hammock your spine. Shush, shift back and forth into the right and to the left and to the right and into the left and hang out. Really relax. All right, downward facing dog. Let's get back into formation. Sun salutation B. Inhale, heels high. Exhale, knees low. Walk or hop as you did to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Chair, hips down and arms up. Now fix your clothes. Fix your hair. Shift back into your heels. And sweep your arms back like a little hood ornament here, okay? Press your heels, float your toes, and fire it up. You can raise your arms. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. High push-up to your version of the low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, warrior one. Now step your foot behind your right hand. Turn your back foot flat. Square up your hips. Bend your knee. Hands to hips to rise. Now let's be here for a second. Get organized, okay? Turn both your hip markers to the front, right? Dig deep into your front heel, okay? And as you like, you can raise your arms. Get low. Now, this is where I talked about the hands. Really spark your fingers like you're plugging them into the light sockets of prana, life force. Ra, get low. Inhale, lift your heart. You might even take a little back bend. You can cactus. Yes, reach. Inhale up. Exhale, chaturanga. Now, high push-up to low push-up, you could always modify with the knees down, intensify with the leg up, or skip it, and we'll see you home at downward facing dog. We say all roads lead to downward facing dog. So when I say chaturanga, you can meet us just here. Okay? Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, warrior one. Step your foot behind your left hand. Turn your back foot flat. Now, notice this is a nice wide stance. Your foot right now is not in the middle. It's out to the side, but it's still lined up with your knee, okay? Bend your front knee, hands to your hips, rise up and arrive, okay? Get organized. Take your hands to your hips and move your hip bones forward. The ASIS bone, anterior superior iliac spine, is those two little hip bones. We want to always have them either facing square forward or open to side walls when we change planes of motion. Warrior one, carve it out. Push your heel under your knee, square off your hips, and as before, raise your arms and cactus if you did. Inhale to lift and lift and lift. All right, inhale, raise, exhale, chaturanga. You could put your knee down. You could have a back leg lifted, and you go high push-up to low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog, lift your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, heels high. Exhale, knees low. Walk or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, take a nice halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, chair. Hips down, arms up. Get organized. Now, with your arms up, again, it's a chance to put your fingers into those most expressive extensions of the pose, like punctuation for a sentence. You know, these are exclamation points. Sit back, sit low, sit down, relax your shoulders, and always to have your thumbs facing the back and your pinkies facing forward. This external rotation really keeps tension out of your shoulders. Pretty much at any time we raise our arms. Sit, hands at heart, inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, forward fold. All right, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, high push-up to your version of your low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, inhale, heels high. Exhale, knees low. Walk or hop to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, chair. Hips down, arms back. Let's take a twisted chair. Bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, look right, twist right. Place your elbow between your knees or further out as suits you. Sink your hips. Open your arms. Now you can take a half bind here. Sink, sit, breathe. Change. Hands at heart. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forward fold. Let's hang out and do a gorilla. Separate your feet 6 inches apart. Place your hands under your feet. Gorilla, your Padahastasana from Power Yoga. Put your big toe and massage your wrist creases. Tuck your chin and relax. You should look at the back wall so that you have no tension in your neck. This is a nice cooling move to prepare us for our second side of Parivrita Utkatasana. So change. Walk your feet together. Toes and heels to touch. Chair. Hips down. Arms back. All right. Now, second side. Bring your hands to heart. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, look left, twist left. Now, if it's available to you, put your elbow outside your thigh. But if you're curvy like me, friend, put your elbow between your knees. Then you won't, make your low back twist. You always want to get your mobility above the belly button, never below. And if you did before, open your arms. And again, a half bind is always a great way to keep tension out of your shoulders. Deepen, sit, find a breath. Change, hands at heart. Let's stand up. Come all the way to Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale to lift. And if you're going further, go further. Tuck your hips down. Raise your arms high. Go back. More back. Last time. Change. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. High push-up to your version of the low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, child pose. Let's breathe. Let's breathe. Okay, now, this is a great time to take a sip of water. This is a time to check your environment. I'm going to open the window. I'm getting kind of warmed up because that's the goal. In a 60-minute Power Vinyasa class, you should always run your sun cells, A and B, all the way through for the first 20 minutes. Because see, now you're like ready to do the harder things. So thanks for listening. Let's get to downward facing dog. Big breath in. Open your mouth, HA. Now downward facing dog. Soften your knees and push your sit bones high. Push away the floor and relax your shoulders. Remember the external rotation of your upper arms, just like in chair. So send your elbows out, turn your inner seams forward, push into the heels of your hands, and shake your head out. No. Nod your head, yes. Now, if your feet are flat, that's fine, but don't mash them down, force them down. The ligaments behind your ankles and knees and the insertion behind your knee crease, they like to warm up a little more, especially friends over 40. We like to call you classic rockers. All right, friends, inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, warrior one. Now, step your foot between your hands this time. See how the heels are in a line? Inhale, rise up. And go to exhale, warrior two. So drop. So here's the idea. Hips and ribs, they are lined up with AS bones going that way. But in warrior two, you're looking forward and always checking that your knee is like right over your heel, a little toward the pinky toe. All right, now inhale. Let's reverse your warrior. Take a half bind. Put the back of your left hand to the small of your back and reach your right hand back. Now, you can have it straight up, but if you have it kind of curved, it really helps to open the side body. So it's an inhale to reach to the side. Exhale, chaturanga. It's a high push-up to your personal expression of low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, warrior one. Step your foot between your hands. Turn your back foot flat. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, warrior two. Now watch my right arm. I'm going down to the warrior rather than over. Over can be really tough on your shoulder. So sweeping under is nicer. Get down. Reach back as much as you reach forward so you're centered. Fix your clothes and fix your brain. Yeah, you know, when you look in a mirror, that's when you sometimes start to feel like you're in the dressing room shopping for swimsuits and your brain feels like that. Not in yoga. Look forward. Notice you're healthy, you're strong, and you're awesome. That's another thing that these hand expressions convey to every cell inside you. Let's reverse your warrior. Take a half bind with your right arm. Sweep your left hand up and over. Now get deeper. See how you want to keep the lunge while you stretch and reach back. Have your palm turned under. Carve it out. Inhale, reach. Exhale, chaturanga. Your way to go. High push-up to a low push-up to an inhale, upward facing dog. Lift your heart. Excellent. Downward facing dog. Let's flow that one breath, one move. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, warrior one. Step it through. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, warrior two. Get down. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, chaturanga. It's a high push-up to your way of doing low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Big breath here. HA. Second side. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, warrior one. Step it through. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, warrior two. Reach out. Inhale, reverse. Get a big breath. Exhale, chaturanga, high push-up to your version of low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lift your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, big together. HA, yeah, so see, now your heels maybe are closer to the floor, but that wasn't your first priority. Your first priority is bent knees and lengthening through the side, body, and arms. Wonderful. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, warrior one, step it through. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, warrior two, drop down. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Let's keep a half bind and rest your elbow and fix your clothes in your side angle posture. Parsva Konasana. Drop your hips. Now let's extend your arms. Make 2 straight arms. Let's extend. Turn your top palm down. Now get low. Your goal is like you're flat against a wall. So hip markers, they're going that way. So it's kind of like between 2 plates of glass idea. Let's go. 2 arms. Too much. Here we are. 3, 2. Wonderful. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, side angle pose. Let's revolve. Put your left hand down and let's create a pyramid. Shorten your stance so you line up your heels and then help your front hip back. Help your back hip forward. Now keep your front leg straight, but remember, not locked. You always soften behind the knee, press down your heel, and from this place, you bump your right hip back. Let's twist. So take your left hand down, but a little forward of your shoulder. Right hand on your heart. Fill your lungs as you breathe in, lift your chest. And as you exhale, raise your top hand. Get a half bind. Put the back of your hand to the small of your back so that you can keep twisting safe above the belly button. You can deepen and revolve your ribs to the roof. And to cap it off, raise your top hand high. We're here. 3, 2, 1. Change. Come back to pyramid. Put your back knee down. Now, set your foot off the mat like we did before so we can come to a modified side plank. This time, I'm taking the big toe. If you can, if your legs are longer, simply release your leg. Lift, lift, lift. Change. Plank. Plank. Chaturanga. So shift forward, high push-up to a low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Excellent. Downward facing dog. Inhale here. HA. Okay, so let's do that on the second side. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, warrior one. Step your foot between your hands, turn your back foot flat. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, side angle your pose. Set up your lunge. Set up your back leg so straight. Notice your knee right over your heel. And then let's bring arms straight like we did. So spread your wings wide. Now keep the depth of your lunge. Push a little more to the inner heel, front foot, outer heel, back foot, extended side angle. Turn your right hand down. 2 arms so straight. Stack your shoulders. Get low. Breathe. 3, 2, wonderful. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, side angle pose. Let's revolve. Put your right hand on the floor. Now sweep your left hip back. See how it's going away? Now I'm bringing it in. Straighten your front leg. So soften your knee. Line up your heels. Pyramid Parsvottanasana. Inhale, lift your heart. And exhale, drape. Drape your torso along your leg. Soften behind your knee. And get organized here. So once you set your base, we can revolve. Put your right hand a little forward of your shoulder, left hand to your heart, fix your clothes, and then raise your arm. That starts the twist. You can get deeper if you take a half bind. Put the back of your hand on the small of your back, big breath. Exhale. Yeah, revolve the rib cage. Shimmy your shoulders. Straighten out your legs as able. Big breath in, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Now lift your top hand high. That is awesome. Find a round of breath. Change. Come back to your pyramid. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop. Okay, bend your back knee. Put your foot off the mat as before for a modified side plank. Take your right hand a little forward of your shoulder. You can capture the toe, and there you go. Kick, press, push, shift, lift, change, plank, and you can flow through your vinyasa or downward facing dog. Inhale here. HA. All right.
Let's do another sequence. Put your feet together, toes and heels to touch. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, half scorpion. Bend your knee, roll up in your hip, stay or play. You could flip your dog. So put your foot on the floor, turn all 10 toes to the back. Make it about your legs. Press your heels, lift your hips, lift your heart, change. Spy the mat, flip it back. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, crescent lunge, step it through. Crescent lunge. Let's rise up. Whew, and arrive. Now, crescent's different because see how your back heel is lifted? And you're on the big toe mound. That gives you the buoyancy. And what's fun about crescent is it can take us anywhere we want to go. It is wonderful. Inhale, raise your arms. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's take an airplane now. Make sure you have enough room in front of you. Inhale, lift. Exhale, go. Sweep, body down, leg up, leg up, leg up, 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 standing splits. Capture your calf. And you can keep your legs straight, toes down. Or invite your left hand behind your heel and kick, straighten, kick, straighten, kick, kick, kick. Change, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. All right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank. So walk back to plank. Hold your plank. Tighten your tummy. Find your round of breath. Downward facing dog. Join your feet together, toes and heels to touch, second side. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, half scorpion, bend your knee, roll up in your hip, flip your dog. So look at your feet in your mind's eye, because you can't see them. So press your heels and lift your heart. Change, spy the mat, flip it back, three-legged dog. Left leg very high. Now inhale, lift your leg higher. Exhale, crescent lunge. So step it through. Inhale, rise up, and exhale, arrive. So get organized. Fix your clothes, fix your feet. Hip markers, they line up with your knees, and that lines up with the space between second and third toe. Hands at your hips. Notice your back heel lifted, but you're on the ball of the back foot. Hands at heart, Dekasana. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, airplane your wings back. So body down, leg up, and you can look forward, and that helps with the leg up, up, up. Change, standing splits. Capture your calf. Maybe bring your right hand behind your heel. Kick, woo, kick, kick, straighten it out, and change, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Soften your knees, touch the floor. All right, hands to hips. Now, eyes up to rise up. Let's create a mountain pose and get organized. Going for some balancing postures. All right, so with your feet together, toes and heels to touch, let's start off with a tree. So shift your work to your left leg. Put your right foot above or below your knee. Put your right hand to your heart, maybe both. Now tuck your tail, lift your heart, grow your branches. Raise them up high, looking good. Now we can add a dancer from here. So take your right hand out, draw your right knee up, sweep your leg back, and as able, capture your heel or the arch, hide your shoulder, kick, kick, and reach, and kick and reach. Look forward. See your foot come above your head in the mirror. If you run out of room, hand to your heart is just fine. Kick, kick. 3, 2, wonderful. Change. Mountain, inhale, circle sweep. Touch your palms, hands to heart, tree, second side. Shift your work to your right leg. Put your left foot above or below your knee and pull your pelvic floor up and in. Hug your ribs. Bring your hands together. All right. Grow your branches. Raise your arms. And again, remember the expression with your hands. So thumbs to the back, pinkies to the front, shoulder shrugs down, chest up, chin down, eyes open, and your beautiful breath flowing in and out. Dancer, Dandayamana, Dhanurasana. Take your left hand out like you're holding a tray. Reach back and keep your wrist where it is so that you can hold your arch or your knife edge if that's better for you. Now, join your knees first. Hide your left shoulder and kick. Every bit of kick and reach
are equal opposite measures. So this dynamic tension keeps you afloat. Hand to your heart if you've run out of room like I have. Kick and reach. Look forward. Kick and reach. Breathe. 3, 2, wonderful. Feet together, toes and heels touch. Inhale, circle sweep. Take a little bit of a back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Find the earth. Separate your feet. Malasana. Sit down. Okay, so shift back and forth and feel a nice release, maybe in your low back, inner thigh line, or your calves. If you've been doing a lot of walking, calves are probably loving this right now. All right, so from your Malasana squat pose, let's take a seat. Put your left hand behind you, bring 2 hips to the floor, and Navasana, boat pose. Hold the backs of your knees, maybe take your toes, kick out your legs, and you can stay or play. Let's go to a low boat. So hover and hold here, breathe, and then slowly lower, hold. Hover here, breathe. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, low. Inhale, lift. Exhale, low. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, low. Inhale, lift. And cross and reach forward. Ooh, simplest hip stretch. Take crisscross applesauce legs and bring your arms forward. Reach and stretch. Inhale, lift your chest, and exhale, drop. Okay, so that middle 20-minute section, we kind of rocked, didn't we? Had a lot going on. We changed planes of motion, did lots of twists. We found some balancing activities. So now with 20 minutes to go to a nice Shavasana, this is a good amount of time for floor work. So as you're here, inhale, lift your heart, and exhale, walk your hands to the distance that feels productive for you. Relax your shoulder shrugs and softly close your eyes and investigate this posture from an internal perspective. Big breath in, big breath out. Okay. All right, so now let's continue. We'll get into a half pigeon. So retain your right leg here so that it's a little bit lined up with the short edge of your mat. Help your left leg back. Now for quality, put your left hand on your left hip. Roll your hip down so you can't see any part of your leg in the mirror. That's a great place to practice. All right, now if your knee is sensitive, make sure you lift your big toe to keep the pressure off. And let's drop forward as needed, as able. Place your forehead onto the backs of your arms or your hands. And let's drop in. Let's breathe with the intention of smoothing away any tension here. Each time you inhale, you're inviting fresh energy into the body. And every time you breathe out, you're distributing this fresh energy to every cell. Now, this is wonderful to linger in a pose such as this. Watching the clock so you don't have to. It's nice that we've already been in it for a minute, and let's give it a minute more. As you relax and absorb that information, see what your brain brought up. And use your breath to send this notion away. You really use the whisper breath muscles at the back of your throat like ocean. All right. Let's change. Full pigeon. Now, For full pigeon, walk your front heel forward so it can be once again parallel with short edge of mat. Make a 90-degree ankle. Then bring your left foot all the way around. Put your foot really flat. Like a good job first is to line up 5 toes with your knee and then to sit down. Now, I'm built like this. It's not my muscles, it's my hips. I've got a narrow pelvic bowl and curved femoral necks. And I'm happy. Like, I used to stress that my knee wouldn't drop. So if yours drops, good on you. Have fun with that. If you're staying in full pigeon with me in this kind of expression, wherever you are, flex your ankles to keep any tension out of your knee. Lift your shoulders. And you want to drop forward as is reasonable. Now, reasonable means chest up, chin down, eyes closed, and your beautiful breath flowing. And where you feel this, that's where you want to send your breath. Notice if there's any alarm response in this expression internally. Then be the boss of your breath by helping send the soothing and cooling notion that structures inside are fine where they are, and that you welcome sensation without judgment. It is in this moment you create care and you remove critique. This creates a quality of acceptance, and it brings light into your body. It brings love into your physical form. Then every exhale can remove doubt or anything that serves you no longer. Trust this. Invite this. All right. Okay. Now you can choose to stay or play. If you want to help create mobility in the hip and maybe relieve any tension, you can do what's called rock the baby. If you're craving a little bit of a hammy stretch, you can extend your leg, hold your heel, chest up, chin down, eyes open, and flex your toes to your nose. And if it's for you, like this is me showing what I like to do with these tight hips of mine, I can do compass pose. I mean, look at that. It takes no skill to do a cool thing like this because all I'm doing is capitalizing on my tight hips. And so good times. That makes me feel cool. So part of yoga can sometimes help you, feed that performance element, but don't let it get away from you because then you can become attached to performance. And then trust me, your body will change. And then you're only left with sadness. So fall in love with your breath, fall in love with the practice, and let the fancy bells and whistles keep them in perspective. Half pigeon. Thanks for listening. Okay, so push your shin into a position that is kind of like, parallel with the short edge, but tight hips like me, it's not going to stay. It's going to go like that. Take your right hand to your right hip and roll it down. Inhale, lift up. And exhale. Let's spend 2 minutes in this yummy shape. Turn yourself over to beautiful breath flowing. And again, mind gets to be a little busy, but this is the practice. Practice doing the thing you're doing. This is also a recipe for mindfulness, which helps combat any anxious feelings or sad feelings or urgent, upset feelings. Because we tend to sleepwalk through the day. And while we're vacuuming, we're not really vacuuming, we're planning or remembering or worrying. While we're cleaning dishes, we might try to stay distracted, but do your life on purpose. At least do your yoga on purpose, and this will help you practice mindfulness. So right here, what are we doing?
Notice where you're feeling sensation. And then breathe like you're trying to tell sensation, I accept you. Notice places you could drop, like your shoulder shrugs, facial muscles. You cannot promote relaxation in the body if you're holding on to tension in the body. And like we said, energy won't come to you, you go to it. So communicate with breath, this full commitment to the life force inside you. Okay. All right. Change full pigeon. So, okay. Notice you have your left thigh bone in line with the long edge. Fix your clothes. Take your back foot, your right foot, and park it. Park it right here. So you have 5 toes lined up with your knee. Then this is the chance to help your shin back to its original parallel with short edge 90-degree ankle, like we started. Then pick up your right foot, sit down your right hip, and observe. Again, I'm built like this. Not going to worry. Going to stay here and breathe with intention. Same for you. If your knee is dropping, awesome. Some of you don't feel anything till you're flat on the floor. There you go. That's awesome too. It's just helpful to remember, lotus pose is only for some of us. And how do you know if it's for you? If your knee is down and you can fold flat, then it might be reasonable to invite the other foot onto the thigh bone. Doesn't mean anything other than you are ready for lotus. And it's such a great lesson in life. We get competitive, we can become sad. We get attached, we can become cravey. And when we're just craving and attached and chasing the fancies, that's a dragon that's going to just gobble up our whole life. So to love is first to accept yourself as you actually are. And maybe that's the best thing to learn. The best thing to learn. Thich Nhat Hanh, the Zen master. Love it. Love that quote. So now we've got some more work to do here. So close your eyes, go inside. And again, if your knees are ever a little unhappy, try first to lift your big toes toward your tibia, your shin bone, to help remove tension off of the joint. Once you move the patellar tendon anteriorly, it can help fill the space. And that can work. And trust me, my knees, they're grumpy. But with proper alignment in the postures, they're doing better. And all this time we're spending in our homes without high heels on can be really healing for your body too. So I know I'm experiencing that these days. But right here, let's goof around. If you rocked the baby, that's a good place. If you wanted a nice hamstring stretch, you can extend and hold onto your heel or your leg and chest up, chin down, eyes open. Or if you got jiggy with it like me before in our compass expression, you could also buy yourself a little extra room by using your fingers to your big toe. So if you have super long legs and your arms aren't as long, of course we have different measures we could do with straps and stuff. But I like to cheat sometimes on my tighter side and just hold my big toe. All right, change. Let's extend your legs out for some Upavishta Konasana. Make sure your clothes are behaving and that you are ready to shift and drop and enjoy this expression of the posture. And notice if you're rounded in your upper back. That can be a little bit of a drag. Now, I'm experiencing a cramp right now. We always do this in one take. So this is real life. Sometimes with dehydration, the rectus abdominis especially can get a little crampy, and it feels like the movie Aliens, like something's trying to poke through the skin. So instead of contracting, I'm going to extend. And instead of flexing my spine, I'm going to extend the spine. So I'm starting us off with a back bend here. Chest up and pressure your chest forward. Okay, it's passed. Now, there we go. Whew, that caught me by surprise. But hey, it's a hint. I swear to God, I have not drank all the water in there. That's from yesterday. That's unacceptable. So remember, guys, for every dehydrating beverage you have, make sure you have some hydrating beverages too. Water. Everything that's wet is not necessarily hydrating. So let's relax. I've built a little proppage here so I can have my neck nice and long.
And we're going to hold this posture for a long time. And that's relative. You know, for me to say long, you're like, well, long for who? We're going to end on time here. And so we're on these last couple of poses. So let's set this up for 3 minutes. Enjoy. Now, are your teeth touching? It's natural, but it's definitely a sign that you're holding tension. So let the teeth float with space between them. Ask yourself if you need to adjust the height of your props now that your body has accepted the shape. And you can make your hands gently help release any tension by massaging the occiput and the occipital grooves. And as you let your body shift and settle and sink and accept yourself as you actually are, because you're not your body. Let's be clear. You know, I love the information to share that in the yoga tradition we hold that we are 3 people. There's the physical, that's who we think you are. There is the intellectual, that's who you think you are. And then there's your breathing, your breath, your spirit, your soul. That's who you really are. When you commune with your breath, you're communing with the truth and the everlasting and the internal. And the only thing that really matters, the only thing that's really yours, the only thing that never changes. You know, don't get attached to your body and what it looks like or can do. And don't get attached to your mind, because you are not your stories, your self-talk, your fear, your goals. All of that stuff just turns to dust. The only thing that never changes is your breathing. Ask your mom. The sound of you breathing at this age is the way you sounded when you first got here. Notice your beautiful breath flowing in and out. Concentrate on it. Meditate on it. All right. Thanks for listening. It's the only thing I think that's really worth teaching. Please use your upper body to lift you up. And let's get a couple countermeasures before Shavasana. Feeling like a back bend? Put your block, like we did yesterday, at T12L1. That's right where this shirt ends. It's right at the posterior aspect of where your belly button is. So it's that line. Allergies. Okay, let your head be supported by a pillow. And let your arms splay as you like. I've really got a small space, but that's okay. I can cactus, but that doesn't feel good. However, you're enjoying your back bend here. Let's linger for a couple breaths and let it be every bit of opening for your throat chakra, your heart chakra, so that we can live in these upstairs places, you know? All that stuff before about performance and appearance, that's downstairs. That's all about your first, second, and third, the I, the me, the mine. Go upstairs into your heart. That's where your lungs and that's where your life force really fly high into love, sharing, intuition, and union. So everybody, big breath here, 3 lion's breaths. Ah. Big breath here. Ah. Big breath here. Ah. Nice. All right. Now, gently remove your block and let's get you set up for a decent Shavasana, okay? You deserve 4 quiet minutes to let go, to let your breathing be the most marvelous discovery of your day. You might put props underneath you. Tuck your shoulder blades under. Tuck your hips a little under. And settle in. Every cell under your skin is so grateful for what you've done. Attach a mantra in the form of a sankalpa. So as you think of a positive affirmation, something that you desire that you can tell yourself is already true. So we might capitalize on our theme today. I'm going to, for these minutes, inhale, I'm going to say I am. And I'm going to say exhale. I'm going to say enough. I am on the inhale, on the exhale, enough. And if your brain gets busy, simply start from scratch. On your inhale, think I am. On your exhale, think enough. Okay, now before you move, think about moving. Think about your feet. Think about wiggling your feet. Now wiggle your feet. Think about your hands. Think about moving your hands. Now move your hands. And move fingers and hands and draw your knees up to your chest. Give yourself a big hug here. Just a nice side to side. And roll to your fetal position. Then press yourself up to your easy, comfortable seat. So we can finish just like we started an hour ago. This has been day 12 of your 14-day NamAste at Home Yoga Challenge. It's been an honor to guide your practice. Let's finish together. Big inhale here, super high. And then join each finger on the other hand. And then super slow. Feel how it feels to pass your hands past your third eye. This is the place of union and connection. And then let your hands hover right in front of your mouth. This is the place of honesty and sharing and listening, communication. And bring your Anjali Mudra, this gesture of offering, these hands together. All this means is that you're offering something. So by your thoughts, by your words, by your deeds, and your actions, thank you. Thank yourself for contributing to the greater good of the planet and all who live upon it by our thoughts, by our words, by our deeds, and by our actions. Might we all contribute to the greater good of our planet and all who live upon her. Om Shanti, peace, peace. Namaste. All right, thank you so much. I'll see you in 24 hours.